Tonight, the big corruption debate, all sides covered on the news today. Also, H3N2 FAQs with Dr. Randeep Guleria. He will join us later on the show. But first, as always, it's time for the 9 headlines at 9. The Enforcement Directorate turns the heat on Lalu Prasad and family in the Land for Jobs scam, conducts raids in 15 locations, including Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav's Delhi residence. Fresh blow for former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, remanded to ED custody for 7 days until the 17th of March. Bail hearing in CBI case adjourned to the 21st. 1 day ahead of the ED summons, K. Kavita declares a war on the Modi government with a Jantar Mantar protest. Kavita's arrested frontman Arun Pillai to retract ED statement. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar takes a veiled dig at Rahul Gandhi's remarks in the United Kingdom. Congress hits back, says VP can't function like BJP's cheerleader. Amid a spike in H3N2 influenza virus cases, Centre issues an advisory for states to be on high alert. 2 deaths reported from Karnataka and Haryana. Pulwama widows stir escalates in Jaipur after martyrs' widows detained then released. Pilot urges Gehlot to treat the issue sympathetically. BJP says Congress insulting brave hearts. The fire at Kochi's Brahmapuram toxic waste plant rages on now for 9 days. Pinarayi Vijayan government urges residents against panic, says fumes are under control. A video of a Japanese tourist being allegedly harassed by a group of men during Holi celebrations goes viral. Delhi police on the hunt to identify victim, nab the accused. And Australia bowled out for 480 in the first innings of the 4th test at Ahmedabad. Usman Khwaja scores 180. Cameron Green, his maiden test century. But our top story tonight, is it a war on corruption or a war against the opposition? The Enforcement Directorate crackdown on opposition leaders in corruption cases just got bigger. The agency has now got 7 days custody of Delhi's former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the alleged Delhi liquor guide scam. It has also claimed that the scam is worth 292 crore rupees. The ED has also today raided locations linked to former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad's family in the Land for Jobs scam. And tomorrow, the ED is set to question the TRS leader or BRS leader and K. Chandrasekhar Rao, Telangana Chief Minister's daughter, K. Kavita. Is the government, the Modi government now, all set to use the ED to take on the opposition? It's our big story tonight.
It has been a busy week for the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI. The central agencies have turned up the heat on key opposition leaders from the Aam Aadmi Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal and the Bharat Rashtra Samiti. The ED got 7 days custody of Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia from a Delhi court on Friday after arresting him in the Liquorgate case the previous evening. In court, the ED claimed Sisodia had a direct role in the alleged scam. The agency told the court the liquor policy was formed without accepting the views of the expert committee to benefit certain individuals. The policy, according to the ED, was framed to ensure select wholesalers received a profit margin of 12%, 6 points more than what it should have been. The ED said clauses in the policy were diluted at the insistence of Sisodia and it led to cartelization. The agency estimated the proceeds of the crime to be at least 292 crore rupees. A key focus of the investigation is an alleged network of middlemen, businessmen and politicians which the central agencies have called the South Group. The ED alleges Sisodia is not cooperating with the investigation and plans to confront officers with him. Sisodia's lawyers claim the charges were based on hearsay and no money trail has been established. The AAP leader's arrest has raised political temperatures further.
मनीष सिसोदिया के घर 14 घंटे सीबीआई की छापेमारी हुई, कुछ नहीं मिला। ठीक जमानत की सुनवाई के एक दिन पहले ईडी पहुंच जाती है और गिरफ्तार कर लेती है मनीष सिसोदिया जी को।
There is only one place for those who indulge in corruption, that is Tihar jail, and therefore we have shown that the Arvind Kejriwal government is head to toe dipped in corruption and their ministers are in jail, and not because of agencies, because courts have kept him there.
The ED also mounted raids on nearly 20 locations linked to Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav and his sisters Hema, Chanda and Ragini in the Land for Jobs scam. The raids follow questioning of former Bihar Chief Ministers Lalu Yadav and Rabri Devi earlier this week. The Yadavs are accused of taking land from aspirants in exchange for jobs during Lalu's term as Railway Minister.
कुछ नहीं कहेंगे।
हाँ चलिए हटिए।
हमको एजेंसी से क्या लेना था? उसका काम था, वो अपना काम किया चला गया।
मैम बार बार परेशान किया जा रहा है आप लोगों को।
आ रहा हजारों बार परेशान करेंगे, हम लोग बोलेंगे।
2024 से पहले क्या इस तरह के डराने की कोशिश लग रही है आप?
And the ED is not done yet. It will be questioning Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's daughter and BRS MLC K. Kavita on Saturday. She is accused of being a beneficiary of the Delhi Liquorgate scam. While the BJP is calling the whole exercise a crackdown on corruption, the opposition is claiming vendetta. Bureau Report, India Today.
It's time then for the big corruption debate here on the news today. Is the Modi government targeting opposition leaders? Do opposition leaders have much to hide at the moment? Is corruption still a major national issue ahead of the 2024 elections? Are the agencies being misused to settle political scores? Is the public cheering on the agencies? Joining me now, Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP's evergreen spokesperson, Rohan Gupta, the Congress's senior spokesperson, Reena Gupta, national spokesperson AAP, Krishan Mane, BRS leader, and Sandeep Shastri, coordinator, Lokniti Network, leading political scientist. Appreciate all of you joining us. I'm going to come straight with a graphic because I want Mr. Poonawalla to respond to this. ED cases against politicians. Under UPA, opposition leaders, 54% of the cases were against opposition leaders. Under NDA, in the last 8 years, 95% of the cases, 121 politicians, 95% of those cases against the opposition, source the Indian Express. CBI cases against politicians under UPA, opposition leaders, 60%. Under NDA, it is 95%. Shehzad Poonawalla, is this a war on corruption or a war on the opposition?
Rajdeep, if you remember 2004 to 14 when ED and CBI was with the UPA under them, when it was called caged parrot, that time also cases were against Congress, NCP, SP, BSP, TDP, all these parties, and today also is the same. So it's actually the character of these parties, whether in power or out of power, that they do corruption and therefore they'll be caught for corruption. You have not mentioned one very important statistics, however, that there was 0 convictions in the ED before 2014 and today there are 23 convictions. Today the CBI's conviction rate is 70%. Forget conviction rate.
ED's conviction rate against politicians is 0.5% even today.
There is a CBI case going on against Mr. Manish Sisodia, however. And secondly, what I am saying is CBI's conviction rate is 70%. Forget that. Lalu has been convicted 4 times. Do these worthies, the colonial cousins of corruption, do they not say that this is vendetta politics even for Lalu's case? Lalu has been convicted by a court. But you ask any of these worthies, that letter that has been written, which I call the letter of No Ratna of Bhrashtachar, that letter has Lalu Prasad Yadav's family, and that same case which they are referring to, actually that case started by whom? JDU. It was the JDU leaders who started that case, and forget all of that. Today Manish Sisodia is in jail, he got rejected relief. Satyendra Jain is in jail for 9 months. Vijay Nair is in jail for 6 months. No case has been quashed against the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in the Sharab Ghotala scam. So are the courts also with us in this vendetta politics? Look, कोर्ट से हारे तो ये विक्टिमहुड कार्ड के सहारे दिस हैज बिकम अ फल्क्रम. यू नो, बिफोर 2014, Rajdeep, the fulcrum used to be secularism, save secularism, all of them used to unite. Today it is save corruption, and they have gone from becoming India against corruption to protection, justification and celebration of corruption under the tutelage of Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Before I widen the debate, I will ask you one more time. Are you telling me, and you really expect me to believe, that 95% of the politicians in this country who are corrupt are only in the opposition? And that the BJP politicians are doodh se dhule hue? Because the big question is, the moment you switch over, whether in Maharashtra, whether it's in Goa, whether it's in Assam, whether it's in Bengal, the moment you switch over to the BJP, the cases against you get withdrawn. Whether it's a Suvendu Adhikari, a Hemanta Biswa Sarma, a Digambar Kamath, a Pratap Sarnaik in Maharashtra. So my question to you is simply this: is Shehzad Poonawalla saying tonight that corruption only involves the opposition?
I'll take India Today's report. It's a credible report. Vidya, your reporter from Mumbai. In fact, Pratap Sarnaik was given a clean sheet by the MVA government. The police filed a closure report in the TOPS case, and here is the headline of the India Today report. Let me read out. ED plea, and this is a report of December 2022. ED plea in Bombay High Court against closure of TOPS group case by Mumbai police. This is the commitment of our government. You said Himanta Biswa Sarma. Let me show you one more fact of Himanta Biswa Sarma. Here. Despite him joining the BJP, he was grilled by the CBI. Mukul Roy was also grilled by the CBI. I am going to ask you, however, one question. Why did your good friend Mamta Banerjee, when she says that Mukul Roy was corrupt head to toe, and she was asking that the case should be run against him, why did she take Mukul Roy back into the party? And today, forget everything else. I am only going by court orders. Today, I am asking, Satyendra Jain has been called corrupt by 3 court orders. Let me tell you, High Court Order 2019, High Court Order 2022, and the lower court order. In all 3 cases, they have held that he is a corrupt Hawalebaz. Why is the Aam Aadmi Party calling him Kattar Imandar? Here are the reports, the news reports and the High Court order. Mr. Satyendra Jain, apart, Mr. Manish Sisodia today has not been given relief. Why are they calling him Kattar Imandar? Vijay Nair has not got relief. And all of this is court orders. Then why are they defending them? Okay. Today we should ask action against them. And I know where they will go, but I am only asking them, look, we don't defend any corrupt. Even if they are in our party, the cases go on, or our own agencies take action against them, and they defend those who have been called out by the court as Kattar Imandar. This is the difference.
I haven't seen any serious agency probe against a BJP leader in the last 8 years, but we'll come to that in a moment. You made your point. Rohan Gupta of the Congress, you're the biggest opposition party. I want to understand from you, are you defending your ally today, Lalu Prasad, for example, against whom there are raids at the moment?
Rajdeep, first of all, the way BJP spokesperson was telling, anybody who joins BJP, the character will be clean. It is one of the best washing machines of the country, where any sab daag अच्छे हैं, कोई भी दाग जाएगा साफ.
Okay, we'll try and go back.
You name the one BJP leader out of that. Just one BJP leader out of 5412 PMLA cases. Not even a one case, Rajdeep. Is it so clean? Is BJP so clean? I'll give you one example of BJP MLA, Mr. Virupaksa. 8 crore cash has been seized from his son's home. None of these agencies has even reached their home. He got the anticipatory bail and he's out of jail. Why?
No, Rohan Gupta, Mr. Virupaksa's son in Karnataka has been arrested, where the 8 crores have been found.
By the Lok Ayukta police, by the way.
By the Lok Ayukta police.
Where are these agencies? Where is ED? Where is PMLA? My question is simple. Where is PMLA? Where Lokayukta is there, you tell me whether ED has reached, whether CBI is. No. He got the anticipatory bail and then he came to people. Agar today, Ramdas Kadam's brother, he's been arrested by ED today. There is another case which is added today. So why it is only against
you're saying
I'm
ED is...
asking BJP spokesperson a simple question.
Yes, go ahead.
Out of 5412 cases, give me name of one BJP leader against whom the case has been run by BJP government. Okay, one case.
One case.
I'm giving you
you're saying PMLA. You're saying basically PMLA cases are not being put because that is now the most draconian law in the country, where effectively whoever is arrested has to prove his or her innocence to actually even get bail. But let me come to Reena Gupta, because the BJP spokesperson has targeted the Aam Aadmi Party, a party which claimed that they were the Kattar Imandars, that they were taking on, in a way, the issue of corruption. Now with Manish Sisodia in jail, now going under ED custody as well. How do you respond, Reena Gupta, that despite you all going to court, seeking bail, the courts have rejected it in Satyendra Jain's case over the last 7 months, and Manish Sisodia too now could have an extended period in jail? Your response?
Rajdeep, it is very clear whether it's the arrest of Mr. Manish Sisodia or it is Mr. Modi taking over international cricket. It is just the desperation of Mr. Modi, because he has nothing to show, no performance. So what better way but to put all opposition leader behind bars? And you saw, the spectacle that he made of international cricket. And I quote, where, the international media has said Modi's absurd theatre takes over cricket. So, what
does that have to do with the question I asked you, ma'am? You know, what Mr. Modi is doing in a cricket stadium, I discussed yesterday. I am asking you at the moment a direct question. The Aam Aadmi Party leaders who have been in jail for an extended period have sought bail. The bail in many cases has been refused. So the courts, are you saying the courts in this country are also bought over by Mr. Modi and the BJP?
No, Rajdeep, we have full faith in the courts, and I am very sure that we will get bail in due process of time. But this is how the draconian the law is. Today, Mr. Sisodia would have been given bail in the CBI court, but the lawyer of the government of India did not show up. Please ask Mr. Shehzad Poonawala, why was the CBI lawyer absent from the government of India side? Because they just wanted this case to be transferred to ED, and as a result of this, what happens is the process becomes the punishment. Mr. Modi, who said na khane dunga na khilane dunga, all the khane khilane walas have joined Bharatiya Janata Party, and the more corrupt you are, the better designation you get in Bharatiya Janata Party. Look at all of these people that you just named: Hemanta Vishwa Sharma, Mukul Roy, Suvendu Adhikari, and yesterday two MPs from Maharashtra on record saying now we can sleep peacefully. The ED will not disturb us because we've joined Bharatiya Janata Party. Can Shehzad Poonawala name one BJP leader who is behind bars because of corruption case? One Bharatiya Janata Party leader. Are they trying to tell us that all of these people are दूध को धुला हुआ, सारे के सारे राजा हरिश्चंद्र हो गए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी join करते ही? And the latest case, Rajdeep, let me finish. The latest case is of Conrad Sangma. Mr. Amit Shah was saying he's the most corrupt person, and the moment the elections are over, now again they have a partnership with Conrad Sangma. So today, will Shehzad Poonawala call him corrupt or not call him corrupt?
Okay.
Can we get a certificate
Okay,
of
you made your
corruption from
point.
Shehzad Poonawala?
All good questions to which Shehzad Poonawala you must answer.
Yes,
because
I
the
will answer
PMLA,
one
you see, the critical point is what is happening. The Prevention of Money Laundering Act has become so draconian. It's like MISA in the 1970s. It's making it impossible almost to get bail. And what does the ED do? The ED, after the CBI moves in, the ED comes in, gets initial custody, and 4 to 5 months, whether it's a Sanjay Raut or whether now it's Manish Sisodia, they could be in jail. And you've got Narayan Rane, your union minister, who should have been charged against PMLA. Mr. Kirit Somaya, or your own BJP MLA in Maharashtra, had called for him to be jailed. I want to understand from you, is PMLA only to be operated against the opposition? Straight answer.
Yes.
Give me one BJP leader against whom PMLA cases have been done, is the question being asked by Reena Gupta and Rohan Gupta.
PVS Sarma from Surat. ED raided him, 2.7 crores recovered. In fact, there was an IT case also. Rajdeep, now you smile for 10 seconds. You called PMLA provisions draconian. This has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Your very brilliant lawyers, I think it is that girl who reports from the courts, she has also explained that the PMLA version that you have called draconian has been upheld by the Supreme Court of
It
this
has
country.
been challenged because of the court's interpretation,
Rajdeep,
but go ahead, please.
Rajdeep,
Please go ahead.
Only aspect that is now in challenge in a higher bench is whether it should have been a money bill or not, but the provisions have been upheld by a court of law. If I am lying, you please call your legal reporter and clarify it, and I will apologize.
No, there is still a challenge on it, but go ahead.
No. The provisions are
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Provisions are constitutionally
Please go
valid. Now, this Reena ji has spoken about Amit Shah ji. You know, your dear friend Kejriwal, in 2013, he has tweeted, Lalu made crores in fodder scam, but no order for recovery of that money. Just 25 lakh rupee fine, a sweet deal. Then he also tweeted, are we to treat Lalu, Mulayam, Sibbal, Chiddu? Chiddu means Chidambaram. Raja as Supreme. Will they ever allow strong anti-corruption law? These are their tweets. ये लोग आज उनकी गोद में बैठकर corruption के खिलाफ बातें कर रहे हैं, और Lalu Prasad Yadav has been convicted. Rohan Gupta has not answered whether he considers Lalu to be corrupt, who has been convicted by a court of law. Now let's come to Rohan Gupta's point. I started off
1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute.
There is 4 versus 1 panel.
No, it's not 4 versus 1. Please don't. Mr. Professor Shastri is a political scientist. Please go ahead.
3 versus 1.
Please go ahead.
Achha. Now look, I started by showing you action has been taken on Hemanta. I have shown you action has been taken on Mukul Roy, on Pratap Sarnaik. I have shown you the news report of India Today. But I am asking you a different question. I am saying forget the statements made in political heat of the moment. I am saying let's go by what courts have said. She has said there is no proof against Satyendra Jain, page number 16 of 18, para 30. The inter alia, the cash that was routed through accommodation entities in the garb of share capital, in fact belonged to Satyendra Kumar Jain, and it was at his direction that entire transaction of Hawala was orchestrated. High Court order. High Court order.
Okay. I will get
now,
into this point. No, I will get
now
into this point, but I want to ask you very quickly.
Ask.
When Amit Shah goes to Meghalaya and says that Conrad Sangma runs the most corrupt government, and then goes and ties up with him 2 weeks later, what's the message? That hamare saath aa jao, all is well. As long as you're the opposition, we will target you. Yes or no?
Now that we are in the government, we will ensure that there is no corruption. Absolutely.
I see you were in the government with him for 5 years.
No, we left it on principal issues.
I see.
One second.
So
Rajdeep.
this is like a revolving door.
No, Rajdeep, 1 second. A person can run an administration which may have some lacunae, and we will tell them that those lacunae need to be filled, otherwise we will not support you. And now he has agreed that he will fill those lacunae. But Rajiv, one line. I have shown you 3 orders against Satyendra Jain, calling him a Hawalebaz. Reena Gupta should tell me 2 things. A, is Lalu corrupt, who's convicted, and Satyendra Jain, against whom there's a court order.
Reena Gupta, respond. Is Lalu corrupt? Yes
So
or no?
did he, what,
Arvind
first
Kejriwal
he has
called Lalu corrupt in 2013. Is he still corrupt or not? Now he takes a signature from Tejasvi Yadav seeking validation for Manish Sisodia.
Rajdeep, he has to respond about Conrad Sangma. It's Conrad Sangma.
No, I asked you a question. He's responded. I'm asking you a question. Everyone will be asked direct questions tonight.
See, we will go with what the court says. And as far as Manish Sisodia is concerned, there has been no money trail. There has been no quid pro quo. He's not even named in the charge sheet. He's not named in the supplementary charge sheet.
Is Satyendra Jain a Hawalebaz? Yes or no? Ma'am, I'm asking you a direct question. Is Lalu Prasad first corrupt or not according to the Aam Aadmi Party today? Yes or no?
Lalu Prasad Yadav, if he's convicted in the court of law, he will be corrupt.
Okay,
but
he's already been convicted in several cases. 1 minute, Shahzad, I'm the anchor. Satyendra Jain, is he a Hawalebaz?
Satyendra Jain is not Hawalebaz. Satyendra Jain was about to get bail, and that is when the government of India put an affidavit for
how do they know he was about to get bail?
Why?
How does she know he was about to get bail? Yesterday also Kejriwal has made this statement. Rajdeep, you must ask how they know in advance.
Relax.
Why did the government of India then put a case for transfer of the case from one judge to the other?
Okay. One minute, sir.
She has said government of India asked for the transfer of a judge. Is that how it works? Please tell her to furnish proof on your show. No, your show is watched by millions of people who are educated and very, very responsible. Okay, government of India can't transfer no judges.
Okay.
Please, let's get this clear.
Government of
Show
India
the proof of that Government of India affidavit. I challenge you. If there is an affidavit of that sort, I will apologize right now. Tell her to show it. Tell her to show it. Government of India affidavit.
Let Reena Gupta and Shehzad Poonawalla, I have 5 guests and lots to go. I'll come to each of you one by one. But Rohan Gupta, you've been raising your hand. Then I'll come to you, Krishan Bane. Rohan Gupta, what's the point you want to make? Do you think Lalu Prasad is corrupt? You didn't answer that question.
I will answer. See, again, Rajdeep, it is to be decided by court of law, and we respect that. If the person has done anything wrong, there is no question about it. But why selective treatment? My question is very simple. If you are questioning Mr. Lalu Yadav, why are you not questioning BJP MLA from his home? 8 crores has been caught. Why? Why there is a different treatment? Okay. That's why there is no integrity, there is no reliability on BJP.
Okay, before I come to you, Mr. Mane, let me take that to Shehzad one more time. Shehzad Poonawalla, Narayan Rane. Classic example. Kirit Somaya, your leader, when Narayan Rane was in the Congress, called him corrupt, gave details of alleged money laundering. He's now a member of your union cabinet. What happens to na khauga, na khane dunga? What happens to him? B.S. Yediyurappa. Now the Prime Minister is celebrating his birthday. What happens to na khaunga, na khane dunga?
20-25 seconds.
Very quickly.
Look, I am not going by statements made in political heat. I am going by court observations and orders. Is there a standing court order against Narayan Rane? Is there a standing court order against Yediyurappa? But let me tell you, he said BJP MLA. Rajdeep, just
there are court orders calling for demolition of illegal properties of Mr. Narayan Rane.
Is that a corruption issue or is that a civil issue?
The fact is that the agency doesn't pursue the case once you have switched sides, naturally the case slows down.
Rajdeep, in the opening statement, I showed you India Today report of Vidya, how case was pursued against Pratap Sarnaik.
The case has slowed down against Pratap Sarnaik.
I showed you a 2020
Please show me when is the last time Pratap Sarnaik has been interrogated by the ED. Anyway,
but Rajdeep, give me 1 second.
No. You've had your 20 seconds.
BJP MLA.
Yes.
Let me answer about that also. I want to be very honest. Yes.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Look, the BJP MLA's son was caught by the Lok Ayukta, who's been strengthened in our state, that they can go and arrest the MLA's son. He was put under bars. He was given bail. The MLA was given bail by the High Court, despite that the Lok Ayukta called him for questioning. And we have distance. We are not calling him Kattar Imandar, but they call those who have been called by a court of law as Kattar Imandar. This is the difference between Modi's BJP and between Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party. They defend those who are corrupt. We even sideline those who have been even a tinge of corruption.
You are accused of being a washing machine.
How?
No, 1 minute. Because people, when they switch sides, suddenly the case is
give me one case.
I've given you.
Which?
I've given you.
You said Hemanta, I showed you.
I've given you.
You said Pratap Sarnaik, I showed you.
No, they're not.
You said Mukul Roy, I showed you. Which case has been stopped?
Anyway, this is not
and
you.
And Mukul Roy has gone to TMC now, ask them for action.
Okay. Narayan Rane is a classic example, but
where is the court order against him?
Mr. Krishan, 1 minute now. Krishan Mane, yesterday we had K. Kavita on the show. She dared the ED to arrest her. When I gave her the examples of all the confessional statements, she said they've been under duress. Now, one of them could well be retracting it, Arun Pillai. But the fact is there could be no smoke without fire. Are we saying all the people who are coming out with confessions are all, in a way, planted by the Modi government?
That is what we feel. I mean, with retractions now, that is what we believe also, Rajdeep. Because, you see, the argument put up, such a convenient argument by the ED spokesperson on the show, who has mentioned that 23 cases were convicted, but out of how many? Out of 5,422 cases, please mention that also. And I take a cue from you, Rajdeep. You just now said that the ED is not pursuing cases. One such example, apart from Narayan Rane, I'll give you this tweet of the ED. This is the tweet of ED of searches under PMLA on BJP leader Y. Sujana Chowdhury. 6,000 crores of operating 120 shell companies. My straight question to the ED spokesperson or the BJP spokesperson is, why wasn't this person arrested? Why not a single arrest on this person? Or even, there was one minister, Ishwarappa.
The example of Y.S. Chaudhary this time.
Exactly. And Ishwarappa, there was a minister of Karnataka who was compelled to resign after Contractors Association wrote to Honorable President that 40% commission was prevalent and there was a contractor who committed suicide. Why wasn't Ishwarappa inquired, investigated or arrested? So no inquiries against BJP leaders. Not just that, if they are talking about a policy, the biggest accusation what we would say is 13-member committee gave a clear statement that only 2 airports should be given to one company. But nevertheless, that was changed and Adani was given blanket 6 airports. Who changed the policy? Was that person interrogated? Was that person investigated? Book Prime Minister Narendra Modi for it. Book Narendra Modi ji for murder of 750 farmers for changing his farm laws, bringing farm laws.
Let's not bring in farm laws, but you've raised the issue of the airport deal. We'll come to it, but I want to come to Professor Shastri, who's been very patiently listening. Professor Shastri, you are not a politician, but the Mood of the Nation poll that India Today did, when asked the question, do BJP governments misuse agencies more than other governments? January 2023, 44.2% said yes, 41.4% said no, can't say was 14.4%. Even on the issue of corruption, is it the biggest issue, India's biggest problem? Only 5.5% put corruption as the #1 issue. But if I come to that Mood of the Nation, do BJP governments misuse agencies more than other governments? Opinion is divided. How do you see it? Because there are a lot of people who say serves them right. Let them all go to jail. When they are in the opposition, they'll go to jail. When they come to government, they'll put the BJP leaders in jail. We want everyone in jail. Do you believe that's the mood of the nation?
Rajdeep, at the outset, thank you for giving me anticipatory bail and rescuing me from the 4:1 group.
No problem.
Now to respond to your question. I think if certain people in power are guilty of misusing it, the citizens are very clear in the Mood of the Nation study that they should be taken action against. And this, I think, for the citizen of this country is a blanket rule across the political spectrum. Any person in power who has violated norms to be able to benefit, action should be taken against them. So in that sense, there would be an applaud of action by the state against those who are corrupt when it is visibly shown. But I think the question also arises, Rajdeep, about the perception in the public mind that given the polarization that is happening, is it an action by us against you? And when you are in the opposition, it is us who is targeted. When us is in the opposition, it is you who is targeted. That perception seems to be increasingly gaining ground.
No, but does the public really care? You know, you're in Karnataka. This is a state. This is a state.
It's not just the BJP MLA's son
Professor Shastri,
who has been arrested.
State where when Mr. Siddaramaiah was in power of the Congress, it was called the 10% commission government. Now BJP, Mr. Yediyurappa, Mr. Boma, it's called the 40% commission government. I am asking you a direct question. Does the public think hamam mein sab nange hai? That there is no difference? Is it an issue or not?
For me, beyond a shadow of doubt, at least in Karnataka, it is an issue. Otherwise, why would no ruling party get a majority since 1989? It's very clear that it is a expression of the public about the non-performance of the government, which also would include acts of corruption. Just a 30-second point, Rajdeep. Yes, the MLA's son has been arrested in Karnataka, but a large quantum of the wealth was found in the MLA's house. What prevented the ruling party by setting an example by saying, we will today only suspend the MLA from the party? Forget what the government does, forget the anticipatory bail, forget him going into hiding.
Good point.
Why cannot a ruling party set an example by saying, we are suspending him today from the party?
Very good example. Shehzad Poonawala.
Message that we
I'll answer this
are
question.
in the
No, 1 minute, Reena, I'm coming to you. Don't worry, Reena, we've got time. This is a big debate today, but Shehzad Poonawala, answer this. Mr. Viru Pakshapa, money is found with the son, caught red-handed. Money is found in the office of the MLA. What happens? Instead of suspending him, he's being garlanded. Look at the pictures. Your BJP supporters with BJP flags. What happened to na khaunga, na khane dunga? He's eating. Kha raha hai.
I understand your angst. Now let me articulate.
Because I am speaking today for the citizens. We are sick and tired. I've been saying for the last 15 years to all of you. Hamam mein aap sab dange hai.
Now may I respond?
Please respond.
I am the national spokesperson of the BJP, and I am saying without any kind of doubt in my mind that we condemn this kind of celebration, and we also would want the strictest action on every person, and we have shown it on our own. But yes, please tell me that when courts are giving orders against Satyendra Jain, my dear friend who has acquitted himself from the 4:1 bias has not demanded even once that Satyendra Jain should be sacked from the party. They were not willing to sack him from government position till 9 months.
Rajdeep, you have to answer your question.
Answering my question, but my question will also be answering partly the
very good answer. Very good answer. Yes, response is there. But what about your party?
I would have loved.
I'll ask her that.
Yes, we should ask her that. But I am saying, look at the difference between the two parties. One party, the son has done corruption, and we have distanced ourselves away. We have even asked the agencies that we should not show any kind of leverage towards this person, and we have said that the moment the court, now the court gives them anticipatory bail, you are shouting at me, that's okay. But the court has not given them bail. You have not once demanded Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia should be sacked from the party. So why doesn't Mr. CSDS spokesperson ask the same standard for that? But secondly,
so he's a political scientist. Not everyone is a spokesperson.
CSDS.
He's asking you a question. I will ask.
Now,
Reena,
secondly,
you have not answered.
Now, secondly,
why is Viru Pakshapa not suspended instead of being garlanded?
I'll tell you why. Because in a political system, there is also principles of natural justice. We can't just suspend and remove anybody. If there is a specific charge against him, of course the party disciplinary committee will take all the strongest action against him. But for the actions even done by his son. But I am saying that here is a minister, two ministers in their government who have indulged in corruption against whom there are court orders. When will we demand resignation of those people from the party?
Okay.
And let me just complete.
No, you made your point. No, I must ask Reena Gupta. No, it cannot be monopolized by you. Reena Gupta must answer.
It was a question asked by him.
Reena Gupta, please tell me why. No, 1 minute. Reena Gupta, all of you, including the Aam Aadmi Party, seem to be unwilling to act against those who are accused by the enforcement agencies of corruption by saying these agencies are biased. Why not wait for a court order before you say that?
Rajdeep, we have suspended 2 MLAs in Punjab. We have gotten rid of a Minister of Health in Punjab. We have acted on people who have been found corrupt. As far as Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia are concerned, there is no evidence against both of them. Look at the supplementary charge sheet. Look at the main charge sheet. Manish Sisodia is not even named. No quid pro quo, no money trail. Just because Shehzad Poonawala is saying somebody is corrupt, that does not make them corrupt. That's point number 1. Point number 2, Rajdeep, the whole country knows that Gujarat is a dry state. Every day there is alcohol found in Gujarat. Hundreds of people die of consuming illegal alcohol in Gujarat. Not a single ED, CBI raid against any minister, Chief Minister of Gujarat. Why is no minister behind bars in Gujarat?
We are going back. No, 1 minute. I'll come back to you. We are coming back.
Can I make a point? The party is on record saying illegal sharab ban rahi hai.
Okay, you're saying that the BJP, once again, you're saying doesn't act in their state. But Professor Shastri, you wanted to respond to Shehzad Poonawala.
I just want to make 2 quick points, Rajdeep. if Shehzad ji would be kind enough to look at the writings that I have come up with, the Congress and the AAP have been treated in a similar way when it comes to corruption. Because the context of Virupaksha came up, I made that point. And I would beseech Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla to separate an individual who is making a political analysis and an institution to which he or
Point
she
taken,
belongs.
sir.
I think it's unfair.
Point taken. Not everyone is a spokesperson of the institution.
I would request him to go back to writings which are there, which clearly point out to
Professor Shastri, your point taken. Let's move on. No, 1 minute.
And the criticism of both the AAP and the Congress.
Okay, let's move on. You know, Rohan Gupta, all of this, the part of the problem for the opposition is the perception factor. I put out a graphic where it said that half the people believe all governments do this. I'll play that graphic again. So this was happening in the Congress times. Ki Congress ke time mein caged parrot tha. Now it's become, we could call it a Rottweiler or find some other analogy, but it used to happen tab bhi hua karta tha. Do you agree, therefore, that is the problem? That the public is saying this happens with every government. Congress also used to try to protect their own and target the opposition.
There is
only the scale is different.
See, we have example of our CMs getting changed only on the basis of allegations. उसके बाद में investigation हुआ और कुछ नहीं निकला. हमने CM बदले, हमने कितने हमारे ministers को resign करवाया. So there is a difference between Congress and BJP. We are sensitive towards if allegations are made, we are public servants, and there has to be action against that. You tell me right now, BJP spokesperson is defending an MLA from his home. 8 crores has been caught. Tell me, Rajdeep, when you are talking about ED's actions, 5412 cases, and not even a single case against BJP leader, forget about that. People who have joined BJP, the running cases, there is no follow-up. He's talking about court action. If agency will not submit the report, how will the court take action? Because obviously it is based on the investigation.
But no, you answer my question. Do you concede? No, but Rohan Gupta, do you concede that Congress still faces a perception problem when it comes to corruption? Somehow, because possibly India against corruption, in the Anna Hazare movement, the manner in which, you know, these large amounts were put up in the alleged scams that took place during your time, you're still unable to take the moral high ground on corruption. That's an issue which you find it difficult.
Rajdeep, absolutely not. We were sensitive.
Your leaders are on bail in the National Herald case.
Absolutely not. I'm telling we were sensitive about any claim or any allegations made against our leader, and we were taking actions. That is the difference. Today, BJP, it's not only about corruption. You tell any agency, does anybody dare to talk about against BJP? No. Whether it is media, whether it is parliament, whether it is your judges,
media
all are
speak
under
against
pressure.
BJP. What
This
are your
is the
shows
new
about Rajdeep at 9 p.m.?
atmosphere which is created by BJP, that everybody will have to work under pressure. If you allegate against BJP, you will be under pressure. This is the real
situation.
situation.
You're seeing, you're seeing Shehzad Poonawalla, even as we are speaking, the graphic of central agencies soft on BJP. You see, 2 points are coming through. The opposition has much to answer for and possibly something to hide. The government is using these agencies as a weapon. Either you fall in line. I'll give you an example. Shuvendu Adhikari, while he was in the opposition in Mamta's party, the Narda Sarda case were again. The moment he's come, we haven't heard anything about it. There are 8 ministers, 8 MLAs who joined the Shinde Sena, against whom there were serious ED charges. I don't hear anything about that case.
Rajdeep,
2 of those MLAs, she's right, have said we sleep peacefully now.
Rajdeep, there are 3 or 4 questions pending, and then your
No, you must answer mine. Forget those.
Okay, forget those. But I'll answer this. But
please answer mine. How do you remove the perception that the BJP is soft on your leaders?
Okay, now let me answer this.
Or the agencies are soft on BJP leaders. Sorry.
Selectiveness, bias, and vindictiveness of agency is not a matter of perception of Rajdeep Sardesai at 9 p.m. It is a matter of fact. In the last 9 years, your good friends Chidambaram and Singhvi argued many times over in courts that the agencies are biased, vindictive, and malicious. Have they been able to secure a verdict saying that's a caged parrot like it was done in 2013? No. It's not a CSDS survey, it's a court order. You link the two very smartly, Rajdeep. You say now it's become a Rottweiler. Has the court said this is a Rottweiler? But the court did say that it was a caged parrot in their case. So let's not equate a court order with your perception at 9. And I think
point.
Secondly, now let me make a more important point. Reena Gupta pats herself on the back saying that we removed Sarari and Singla. There was no court order against them, and they have not been suspended. They've only been removed.
The
Punjab ministers. They've not been suspended. They've been removed from their position. But when there are court orders against Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, you won't remove them because that goes right up to Kejriwal's doorstep. So what is the difference? मैं मतलब पंजाब में जहाँ court order नहीं है, सरारी को चलता बनता कर दिया, पर जहाँ पर court order सत्येंद्र जैन के खिलाफ है, and look at that and read it out. If I am lying, I will quit politics. That is the court order against them. It has been reported even in India today. And thirdly, let me make a more fundamental point. Forget everything else. Let's assume that Modi, BJP, ED, CBI, सब मिले हुए जी, सब खराब है. If they have proof against Hemanta, if they have proof against Narayan Rane, they can go to a court of law and secure it. Na? Yesterday they were jumping on that Adani order, right? So the courts are free and independent. Chandrachud ji is independent. He is not biased. Rajdeep Sardesai at 9 p.m. is independent, not biased. So please, can you please tell me that how come they have not been able to secure a single court order against the so-called brand of galaxy of corrupt leaders in the BJP from the courts? Chalo, BJP to kharab, ED
let me get Krishan to
and Lalu is convicted. Yet they don't say Lalu is convicted. They don't say he's corrupt and they are with him and telling us about corruption. It is like the shaitan preaching Quran when they sit with Lalu and preach us about corruption.
Okay. Who wants to respond? Reena Gupta, you want a quick response before I go to Krishan Manik? A quick response to that.
See, it is very clear that both Mr. Satyendra Jain and Mr. Manish Sisodia's cases are undergoing cases. There is no verdict in both of them.
Is there a verdict in Narayan?
No.
Do not interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Both of them will be given a clean chit because there is no evidence. It is pure harassment because they are not able to digest the rising popularity of Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal. That is the only reason. Now, he has not responded about Gujarat. In Gujarat, it is very clear how the alcohol being allowed to be sold. Who all are getting kickbacks from illegal alcohol?
Ma'am, you are introduced to nothing in Gujarat. No, you're intervening. Okay. It's not just about election, but Mr. Mani, you want to respond because Krishan, somewhere, all of you have now cases against each other. And what I find interesting is that when Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi were interrogated by ED, parties signed a letter to the president, but the Aam Aadmi Party and indeed the BRS stayed away from it. Now when Kavita is being questioned, you want the support of the Congress. You see, all of you have so much to hide. Just as they may be using agencies to go soft on their leaders, you also have much to hide.
No, I don't think. Even if we haven't signed, we have said that definitely there is a political vendetta. And you see, the statements are very clearly explained. Modi ji, when he came to power, he said he is a black money crusader, na khaunga, khane dunga, chaukidar, so many statements. And now they say, you are in the opposition party, what are you doing? Yes, when people have believed you, they've given you power and you don't want to do it, please get on of power, we'll take care of it. We will take care of what has to be done to Suvendu Adhikari, Himanta Biswa Sharma. But you are stressing on court order. Let us also discuss what did court say in the Sanjay Raut case. After 102 days, after you've kept him in prison, what did the court say? That ED has no evidence to prove at all and he's got a bail. You are stressing on court order, but your ED is failing in conviction and your ED failed to even show an evidence in Sanjay Raut's case.
Okay, good. Okay, the point, then 1 minute. Professor Shastri, give us the big picture therefore. We've done this full debate on corruption. Do you believe it is a big issue going into 2024 or the public doesn't care? What they would really like me to debate more and more is unemployment, possibly even things like paper leaks. These are the real issues that affect people. The general public perception is whoever is in power is on the take in some form or the other. Or do you believe Mr. Modi in particular is above? He is not seen as someone who's directly been involved in corruption since no specific charge has been proved against him. Even on the Adani case, it is allegations of cronyism, not direct proof of corruption yet.
Rajdeep, at the end of the day, this is a perception battle. I think the citizen is aware that when certain parties' leaders come to power, there is a tendency to be able to abuse that power. And so when reports come out about misuse of authority, the citizens watch that. And unfortunately, I think to a certain extent, they have become a little immune to that. Consistently over surveys, we are finding that when you ask people what are the issues close to you or which you want people to solve, which you want governments to deal with, unemployment, price rise and poverty are invariably at the top of the agenda.
So should the opposition, so is the opposition on the wrong track when they raise the issue of the misuse of agencies?
So corruption is not among the top issues when people look at what are the factors they want to keep in mind.
Okay, that's interesting.
We have 1 5-second intervention. Last 5 seconds.
It'll never be 5 seconds, but since you have come to the studio, 15 seconds. Go ahead.
15 seconds. Reena, is Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi a product of political vendetta? And Rohan, is Mr. Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia a product of political vendetta? जल्दी जल्दी जवाब दीजिए इसका.
आप एंकर कब से बन गए?
आपको सवाल चाहे राजदीप पूछे या मैं पूछूं, जवाब नहीं है आपके पास. एंकर मैं पुराने जिंदगी में था, आज मैं पैनलिस्ट हूं, पॉलिटिकल स्पोक्सपर्सन हूं, पर आपका हिपोक्रेसी राजदीप और मैं दोनों.
अच्छा, 1 minute. Yes, Reena.
See बीजेपी वे ऑफ डूइंग विद करप्शन. उन्होंने कॉनराड संगमा की पूरी सरकार को ज्वाइन करके साफ कर दिया.
सिसोदिया करप्ट है या नहीं है बताओ भाई.
1 महीने में क्लीन.
शहजाद आपके गुरुजी कलमाड़ी जो थे, शहजाद जी आपके गुरुजी कलमाड़ी जी करप्ट थे कि नहीं करप्ट थे?
मैं तो कहता हूं कि कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए.
आपके गुरुजी थे तब करप्ट.
वो आप ही के कांग्रेस पार्टी में है जिनके साथ आपने निकाह फरमाया था 2013 में.
Okay guys, this has now reached, you see, this has now reached the stage where it will degenerate into personal attacks. My point was, I think the public which is watching there wants to know, are the agencies doing their jobs neutrally, dispassionately, in a manner that suggests that whichever be the party, they will act in a dispassionate manner. Their loyalty is to the constitution, not to the BJP or any party. That's the question that needs to be answered. Is the PMLA being used as a weapon to target the opposition, or does the opposition have much to hide and the skeletons are coming out of the closet? I leave it to you, the viewers, to decide. This has been our special debate, the war on corruption. Let's take a break at this point. When we return, Mumbai's Metro Women's First Initiative, our Good News Today story in a moment from now. You're watching the News Today on the big Corruption Debate Day. You're watching the News Today. Let's turn to our Good News Today story and bring down the temperature a bit. In a big push towards bringing gender equality, the Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation has started a women-run station, all-women-run station. It's also employed women there as train operators, technicians, and in administration. As a proud Mumbaikar, this is a great story to end with. You stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri, Jai Hind. Have a great weekend. Take a look. Bye for now.
एनुअल, क्वार्टरली, हाफ ईयरली, वीकली ऐसा मेंटेनेंस शेड्यूल होता है, तो उसके हिसाब से हमको मेंटेनेंस करना पड़ता है कि आगे जाके जो कुछ भी मतलब प्रॉब्लम आने वाली है वो प्रॉब्लम ना आए करके. मतलब कुछ चीज़ें टूट रही है तो टूटने से पहले हम उसका मेंटेनेंस करना हमारा काम होता है. ऐसा हमें तो अच्छा लगता है सर यहाँ कि हम लड़कों के साथ यहाँ पे काम करते हैं और हमारे फैमिली वाले उनको भी अच्छा लगता है कि यहाँ मुंबई मेट्रो में हमारे लड़कों के साथ मिलके काम कर रहे हैं। अभी तो बहुत सारे लड़कियां हैं, मतलब 30% तो लड़कियां होंगी सर यहाँ पे तो अच्छा महसूस होता है कि यहाँ पे लड़कों के हिसाब में लड़कियां भी है और ये मेंटेनेंस में काम भी करती है। तो अभी मेंटेनेंस डिपार्टमेंट में लड़कियां काम कर रही है।
Mumbai Metro and Maharashtra's incredible Mahila. These women maintenance staffers engrossed in power traction department are breaking another glass ceiling. Maha Mumbai Metro Rail Operation Corporation has started women-run stations and also empowered women as train operators, technicians and in administration. Jobs that were earlier considered a taboo.
हमारी मेट्रो के लिए हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज करते हैं तो हमें ब्रेकडाउन हमारा बीच में ना हो, कभी पैसेंजर को तो कभी मतलब प्रॉब्लम ना हो, इसके लिए हम मेंटेनेंस करते रहते हैं ताकि ब्रेकडाउन होने से पहले ही हमें फॉल्ट रेक्टिफाई कर सके और नॉर्मल सब कुछ हो जाए।
यहाँ पे आने के बाद हमें ट्रेनिंग वगैरह मिला है जो हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा है। हम करते हैं, हमें ऐसा लगता है प्राउड फील करते हैं सर कि हम लैडर पे भी चढ़ सकते हैं, हम CMV पे भी काम कर सकते हैं।
Sitting inside the engine, Adishri pulls the lever and the operator shunter gears the train ahead for a smooth commuter travel.
हाँ, यहाँ पे काफ़ी women हैं तो सभी equally perform करते हैं as male. तो it's a very nice and a good job that I think it is. Male और female all equally job करते हैं, हम तीनों shift में job करते हैं, morning, evening, night, male, female both. So ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है।
Women workforce here constitute 20% and are responsible for efficiency and maintenance of trains. As metro rail crisscrosses tracks across Mumbai, these women have broken down another gender barrier. With Dev Kotak, Bureau Report India Today.